Hey butterflies, this is your girl Sharon K. Griffin, aka Madam Butterfly. I hope that you are flapping your wings, living authentic, and being free. Tonight, I have such a phenomenal guest. He wrote the book, Second Place Women Who Come In First. Did you hear what I said? Second place women who come in first. And yes, that's mistresses, okay? Something that we don't talk about. But he's also a playwright. And I went to go see his play, Second Place Women Who Come In First, some time ago, and it was phenomenal. Not only is he a playwright and an author, but he is an online radio host. So I want to bring on my special guest, Andy Brown. Freedom. Hey, Andy, welcome.
Hey, Sharon, how you doing?
Hello, everybody. Great. How are you?
I am absolutely Friday fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I like that. Friday fantastic. Now, before we came on live, you were drinking orange juice. So was that vodka and orange juice?
Absolutely. It is a Harvey Wallbanger on my Friday afternoon. So, yeah. A little vodka, yellow, a little orange juice.
Okay.
What Harvey Wallbanger is. This is my drink on a Friday evening. Grown folks sipping is what I'm doing around grown folks tonight. So cheers.
Wow, I wish I had like some wine or something here, but I am going to have me a margarita later, but I'm a little jealous.
No. Don't be jealous. Just enjoy.
No, I'm jealous. But see, then again, I'm not jealous because I'd probably be talking some shit if I had some wine or something. So
let him use you.
I'm going to let you do the drinking for me.
Let him use you.
So before you came on, I was telling everyone that you wrote the book, Second Class Women Who Come In First, and that you're also a playwright. Could you tell them what that is about? Because that sounds like drama.
It's really about resolution and communication. So the book is called Second Place Women Who Come In First. Why she has your man's attention and you don't. And the concept came together based on one of my very first Blog Talk radio shows. And I was intrigued by the dialogue that women were having, confessing about being in relationships that weren't their own. They were involved with married men. They were involved with people who already had someone at home, and how they enjoyed their freedom, how they enjoyed moving around, how they enjoyed the gifts and the attention, but not necessarily the nagging, the complaining, the everyday chores, and the downfalls that relationships seem to go through.
Now, I know some mistresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it never works out for them. Can it work out for a mistress?
Absolutely. You have to look at the fact that attention is going somewhere.
Okay.
And what kind of attention are you receiving? Is it talking to your love language? And most of all, is it something that you can agree with for a long period of time? A lot of times we get into these entanglements, if you will, for just a small window, because we don't want to really stretch it out. It's short term. So we got to think about what you really want out of life.
So I'm saying, like, could he, in your opinion, in a regular everyday life, is he going to leave his wife for her?
In most cases, no.
So what is the benefit for a short-term relationship, if you want to call it?
If I can be frank about this, it's really going to be just about the right now. You know, we're in a microwave society. I just want a right now feeling. I want a right now touch. I want some right now money. I want some right now attention, and I want to get somebody that's just going to give it to me right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but right now.
Okay, so, is she a gold digger? Because I wrote that down. I wanted to talk to you about gold diggers too.
Absolutely not. And the reason why I say that is because you have people who want different needs.
But
You
you
know,
said gifts. Like to me, and I know I interrupted you, and a man told me yesterday, he was like, I don't like to be interrupted. So
oh, you're
I'm
fine.
interrupting today.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm all good.
So if gifts are involved, because most mistresses want gifts, they don't want just a roll in the hay, and they
Most,
want nice gifts.
most, not all. See,
Okay,
you
speak to me about that, sir.
there are some very independent women out there who have very uh, wonderful and flamboyant lifestyles.
Yes.
And they can take care of themselves. So it ain't really about the gifts. It's about
Okay.
that arm candy that sits on their wrist when they go out in public and have a nice drink or two.
But you can't really take a mistress out. Can you? Like, you have to go to another city, like John Gray, right? He was meeting his woman over in Cabo,
Hmm.
so it might work over there, but I've actually ran into some people in foreign countries that I knew from America.
Right, right. We've had the old, as the old hymnal would say, secret lovers.
Yes,
So as we discussed some about, I'd hate to think about us all meeting up together because you don't want it right
right.
there in your face. So you can move around a little bit. It doesn't have to be in your backyard, not Applebee's or
Okay.
anything like that. But you'll probably end up going somewhere that your significant other doesn't regularly attend.
Interesting. Now, I was going to ask you something else, but in the world of technology, right?
Hmm.
A lot of people have trackers
Sure.
on their spouse's phones. Like I made sure to put a tracker of me on my husband's phone just in case something happened.
Okay.
So if you have that technology, it's hard to kind of get away with stuff.
It could be for those who aren't thinking ahead. In my book, Second Place Women Who Come In First, Why She
Yes.
Has Your Man's Attention and You Don't, there's always that infamous bat phone. The second line, you know the commercials that are out there, buy one line, get the second line free. Well, those minutes are going somewhere and they're not being used by everybody. So the bat phone is in effect. Please believe.
You think so? All right. When men cheat,
Mhm.
most of the time they're not smart enough. Like y'all tend to always get caught. Like women can do that shit so thoroughly.
Okay.
But men, y'all always messing up.
Sharon, you know this as well as I do. When somebody wants to get caught, they're going to get caught. There have been instances where this has been going on for years and she never found out. You know, the lady's favorite movie, Waiting to Exhale, for 11
Yes.
years. If she would have wanted to find out, she could have found out. But for 11 years,
I think she knew. I think she knew. People know. Husbands know when their wives are, when something ain't right. Wives know. You get that gut feeling. You know
mm,
something ain't right.
possibly. If we take a look at the literature, we take a look at the behavior, and we also take a look at some of the relationships that have gone on before us, you
Mm-hmm.
tend to know what's going to happen. You know what to go to, what to stay away from, and how to navigate your situation so it doesn't
Oh,
cost you.
see, you've been researching this.
Absolutely.
Most people don't research this, okay, how to cheat.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So were
Yeah.
you a cheater? Did you cheat
Absolutely
on
not.
somebody?
I cheated once in a relationship, and the reason why is because of lack of attention. I
Okay,
knew
she
that I
wasn't
was
giving you attention.
no, not at all. Bless her heart. And that's something
Okay.
that I wanted from her. And she wasn't very open in her erotic behavior. That wasn't something that she was comfortable with, and
Okay, so she wasn't giving it to you the way you want it.
not at all. If
So
at
how
all.
did you want it? How did you want it?
Well, you kind of have. I like a little spontaneity. You know,
Okay.
I
Like
appreciate
what?
the spontaneity. It doesn't have to be at home all the time.
Okay.
Out in public, and there's plenty of room in that large SUV. You know,
Okay. In
Nobody has
Starbucks
to-
bathroom, maybe?
absolutely, it can
All
happen.
right.
You just have to do what
Okay.
you do. You know, we as men, you know, when the blood flows at a certain way at a certain time, you know, don't resist it. Go ahead and do what you gotta do because you're aroused for some reason. And if she's there
Okay.
the slightest touch and the slightest look and the slightest smell, it can bring on a whole different awareness that we just need to embrace. I believe that.
Okay. You know what? You talk so eloquently.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's just listening. Just
You
listening.
just like it's that education. I,
Yeah.
I love it. You know, I was trying to get a little hood with you, and you just like, oh, Sharon, I
Yeah.
see.
I know you've actually been involved in one of our roundtable discussions where people
I have been.
about that. You remember that in the beauty salons?
Okay, what were we talking about?
So we talk about, you know, like I must know, am I a cheater? Absolutely not. But I understand how things happen. You were there. You've been in some of the roundtable events in the beauty
I have
salon.
been in
Exactly.
Dallas, that area.
Yes.
Um, so you
Ladies walking out.
cheated. So you cheated, and then did you like tell her? Did she find out? Like, what
Hold
happened?
on. Let me get a sip and I'll explain exactly what happened.
Okay, okay, I appreciate that.
Here's the confession session on the Friday night. So what
I
happened
know
was
that's right.
I got involved with another young lady who was absolutely fantastic in bed.
Okay,
I mean, everything I had imagined, and she brought a little bit of her own flavor as well. So
like
we hit it
what?
off.
Explain.
Oh,
Like what did you do?
what did we do?
Yeah, because a lot of times women, like you said, they don't want to do the things that men like. So what type of things did you enjoy doing with her? Like what was she doing different that your woman wasn't?
It was more free.
Okay.
You know, there's times when, as a woman, you want your man to go ahead and release uh, at will. You know, just bring the thunder, bring the pain. It's not always necessarily missionary
Did you
style,
say bring
but
the pain?
bring the pain. Open the legs like TV antennas, like 1984. Kind of move them bad
And
boys around left and right, and then just go
okay.
forth, you know, and just let all of your anger, all of your frustration, all of your worries go in 2 or 3 loads at a time, right with her.
Andy, you're a pretty big guy to be twisting someone all around and bending their
Mhm.
legs like antennas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Maybe because you were so big, she was afraid of getting hurt.
not at all. Actually, she was taller than me. Slender, athletic build, and it just
I'm trying to
wasn't.
help her out, Andy. I'm trying to help
No,
her.
it wasn't for her. You know, she was had developing tomboy ways, and I'm not to say that that wasn't attractive, but you
Got
know, she
you.
wasn't open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else was the other young lady doing? Because obviously she allowed you to twist and turn her and open her
Sure.
up like
She
an
made
antenna. And
for me and my interests,
uh-huh.
and that means a lot. So if
Okay.
you and your significant other are working in different fields and you spend different time away from each other in the workplace,
Yes.
if I come home and I tell you about my day and it's not relative to you or something that you know you have no interest in, then I'm speaking to you know a rubber wall. It's just going to go right on and come back
Right.
out. I have no interest in what you're saying. Just go ahead and talk about it or just not talk at all. Well, when you have
Okay.
somebody genuinely interested in what you have to say, you know, how was work or how was that coworker? How's that project you're working on? Or, you know, talk to me about something that I feel interested in. You're going to get a whole different response. And then that energy is going to be in sync that you just want more of that person and more of that energy.
Got you. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just a connection. I
Completely.
don't want to say a spiritual connection, but a vibe or energy, a
Right.
spiritual
Profound.
connection, whatever you want to talk. Okay. That's interesting. So you weren't vibing with the young lady at home anymore. So did it end
No,
eventually?
no. It ended. It ended. Yeah, it ended. Because the person I had cheated with had asked me, "Have you told her about me? Are you ready to move on?" And actually, yeah, I was ready to move on.
Were you? So did you end up with the other young lady?
Sure did. Sure did.
You did. How long did that last? Did you marry her?
No, I should have. But no, I did not.
Why didn't you?
Different place, man. I was in a different space at the time.
Okay.
Came in and I enjoyed the fun
Okay.
that we had together, but I never opened the opportunity for us to go full throttle. And that's on me, and I'll take that. It's all good.
Are you still friends? Possibility, maybe?
Oh no, no, no possibility. They moved on. I moved on. Two different lifestyles, two different worlds. But hey, you want to have the best life possible.
Right. Are you married now?
I'm not married now. No, not
Are
married
you
now.
dating?
Yep.
How long you
Yep.
been dating?
A short period of time, maybe a few months.
So that brings us into another topic, COVID dating.
Hmm.
I saw that on your thread yesterday. And how do people date during COVID, especially if it's someone new, someone that they don't know, someone
Right.
maybe they connected to virtually? How do you get that thing going?
Well, three things really. The first and most importantly is you have to understand their method and their comfortability of communication.
Okay.
Since communication is going to be key, you have some people that prefer to text only. You have some people that just like to talk. And you
Okay.
have some people who just, I'll catch you when I can. I'll email you when I can. I'll reach you whenever. I'll hit you in the instant message because that's their preferred method of communication. And you can't knock
Okay.
that. That's where they want to meet you.
I think that dating virtually could be fun, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I think that, with Zoom and all these other type of platforms, you can cook together, you
Yes,
can look at movies together, you can get to know someone without the physical touch.
absolutely.
Because a lot of times in the dating experience, it's all about the physical touch, So I think that we have to pivot with times, especially right now, and especially with COVID increasing again and the winter coming.
Mhm.
Um, I think it could be like a blast. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. Let's just kind of look at the fact that the main level of communication, right, in dating is learning who that person really is. So you have
Right,
to take a step back, not in, of course you're going to be attracted to the physical. You want the physical, but
right.
it takes time. That gives us the opportunity to cyber court. We
Okay,
got
yes, I like
to,
that.
so we
Cyber
have to
court.
cyber court. We have to, can
You
I
should
do
write a
some?
book called Cyber Court.
Ooh, I like that cyber courting. Let me take a
Yeah,
note.
write that book. I'm good at what I do, honey. I'm good at what
Mm.
I do.
Do's and don'ts of cyber courting by Andy Brown speaks. I like that.
I love that, Andy. And it'll
Hmm.
probably be a bestseller too.
You know what? 10, 12 chapters. I think I can pull it off.
I think you should. So
Yeah.
kudos to you.
Okay. Let me take a note
So
of that.
tell me more about cyber courting. And then I'm gonna have some personal questions to ask about cyber courting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you look at the cyber aspect of it, right, we have to be more of a virtual world. So we have the ability to do more FaceTime, more Google Duo, more videos, Zoom, different platforms that we have available now. So you have the opportunity to see them. Show me what's in your
Yeah,
house. Show me, how your layout is, and develop that before you even get in their comfort zone. You
true.
know, you have an idea of how this person's kitchen is, if their bathroom is intact, if,
Mm-hmm.
he got that toilet paper roll sitting on the counter and not on the ring. If
Right,
he's
right.
over in one, come on, yeah, we got to look at how this is, you know,
Yeah,
just in rarity. If you're going to put the video on to give them that rare look, do you still have dishes in the sink at 10 o'clock at night?
right.
Let's be real about ourselves. You know, does the
Yes,
pet be able to, come and go as they please and sit on furniture just like I do? We don't know that, but you can
right.
get that prior to that before you get in their space and find out if that's going to be the right one for you.
Okay, okay. Now, what about things like emotional intelligence
Mm,
during cyber dating?
Sure.
because, like you said, we're in such a technology-based world right now,
Hmm.
where young people are lacking emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
So right now, adults are experiencing the same thing.
Mhm.
So how do you get that emotional intelligence in cyber dating?
Sure. Find out a little bit about, take that from the corporate world. That's a great book if you have not read it, E 2.0.
What you
That
2.0?
E 2.0, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's a fantastic read. Um,
Okay.
and what you want to look at is asking more open-ended questions about their feelings. How was your day? Are you working from home? What is your routine? Get an
Yeah.
idea and let them open up and talk to you about how they really feel about what's going on in their day to day. And you can hear it in their tone. Now, people will tell you, you know,
Right.
what
You
have you been,
know, keep going. I'm sorry to
no, no,
have interrupted.
what have you been eating throughout the day? Are you snacking and chewing? Are you ordering Amazon? Are you pulling up the Uber Eats every 5 minutes? So
Are
did you
you
make
fat?
right? I'm only gonna get this headshot, and if them cheeks is wide, you can't Sherman Clump me every day, baby. That just ain't gonna happen.
So wait a minute, Andy. You don't like a thicker
Thick
woman?
girls are good. Good skin, good meat. That's
No, no,
that's
no.
what you
I
say.
said thick.
I'm sorry.
How many pounds thick?
Well, that's kind of hard to measure. No pun intended.
300?
No, no, no. That's bad practices. You at 300 pounds, you got some bad practices somewhere. You got some lazy ass tendencies in some part of your life. Some shit ain't moving if
Maybe
you got 300.
maybe they have a condition.
Well, the condition needs to be as thin as that fucking refrigerator. That's just not what that is. You can pull back a little
I
bit.
brought out the hood in you.
Say it
I
again.
brought out the hood in you.
300 ain't what. It's a good movie, but it's not a good weight class. You don't want 300. You don't want 300, man. That's too big. You start snoring when you eat. You don't want that. Nobody
Well,
wants.
actually, Andy, I have to be honest. My husband, he recorded me snoring because I
While you
told him
were
I
eating,
did not snore loud, and I was calling the hogs.
while you were eating.
Oh no, not why.
No, God, if
Not
they
why.
snoring while they eating and they humming, no, no, stop that. That's too much of comfort food right there.
You
Nobody
know,
hums eating carrots.
I had the opportunity to eat with someone, and I was so disgusted. And I did say to them, "Do you always eat like that?"
Isn't that
And
nasty?
I wasn't trying to be mean, but it just looked like gluttony.
Yeah.
Like you were just so in love with this food and you couldn't put it down. And it was just like a huge turn off.
No, no. And
And
I'm gonna
this
tell
was a
you,
woman.
when you lead off with the oohs before you say something, that's a big turn off. Like, ooh, where are we going to eat? Ooh, what is this on TV? Ooh, what you watching? Why are you oohing everything?
So why don't you like the word ooh?
First of all, in the world of writing, you have subjects and predicates. You don't start sentences off with ooh.
Okay.
No, stop the
Okay.
ooh. Stop the
Wait a
ooh.
minute. Someone says, "Hey bro, don't judge us big brothers. Fat is in, homie."
The large is healthy. It's okay to be large. But if you live, no,
Okay.
fat is not healthy. Crisco is not healthy. No,
Yep.
oil is
You
not
remember
healthy.
Crisco and
Yes,
lard and when
yes,
people used to cook with that?
yeah. It goes from solid to liquid just based on what you know. Don't do that.
But Andy, you have to admit it was some good eating.
It's good
It was
eating.
it might have been killing us, but it was
It's
good
good eating.
eating.
No, we don't want to end up sweating and smelling like fried chicken. That is not cool. That is not cool. You don't see the age of 60 doing shit like that. That is not cool.
Right, right. So what type of women do you like based on the fact that you don't like women that are 300 pounds?
Yeah, 300 is a good movie, but not a good weight class. So,
Okay.
first of all, in sheer utter personal ambition,
Okay.
want something for your own self. Don't wait on.
She can't jump on to you and be like, "You not taking care of me, bro."
Okay, see right there. If you're looking to be a dependent, then I can't vibe with that.
Why not?
I'm not gonna vibe with the you wanting to be a dependent. You can't lean on the dependency.
Okay, but what if she's cooking and cleaning and preparing your meals and having everything ready for you and providing you with good sex and you
Is that
know?
is that what you aspire to be? Is just a housewife? It's a possibility we can go there, but you have to let that be known up front.
Okay, I love
Gotta
that.
let that be known up front.
At least you're open to that.
I
A
mean,
lot
yeah,
of men aren't.
yeah, because you gotta see yourself doing it and not waste your time and lie to somebody about that. I had somebody ask me once before, "Are you open to dating someone with small children?"
Okay.
Now, the dick in you says absolutely not. Because you want to hit that because if she born kids, chances are she gonna give you some too.
Right,
But
right, right,
another part of you should realize, hey man, you're not gonna want to play with little Ray, with RJ when you go over there and visit mommy.
right.
You know,
You gotta play with RJ first.
yeah, yeah, no, and you might not just want to do that because you don't want to put up with children.
Right.
Either you don't have any, or yours are grown and 20 and 30 years old, and now she got this 6-year-old that want to come and
So
get to know you.
someone said we're being judgmental.
How
I
so?
don't I guess because you don't want to date someone that's, 300 pounds or so.
Nope. And I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you why.
think, okay.
I'll tell you why. Because it is more or less a health concern, right? If I need to want to be around you and you want to be around me, then it's in it. We're going to be in it for the long haul. I want to be able to enjoy you. And 300 pounds is not an ideal weight. It's not a healthy weight. So you're
Right.
limiting your time with me and for us to hang out and be together. If you sitting over here and chewing all greasy foods and number sixes with cokes and shit like that, that ain't healthy. That's not gonna keep you in a relationship long term. So why would I want somebody that's shortening up this relationship just because they got a little gluttony and they want to eat all this fucking pork and fried food and you know jumbo jacks and shit like that all day long, rather than taking care of their body so we can spend more time together. Who wants that?
Wow. So do you think that Black America is finally getting more into the health trend and
I think
living
so.
healthy, eating healthy?
I think so. It has to matter, first of all. Your health has to matter. My cousin actually became vegan, and this dude used to, be the first dude on the grill slamming ribs down in Kansas City. But he
Okay.
had a drastic change when he had a serious nosebleed.
Okay.
Now he actually had a stroke, Sharon, but because his nose is so wide, he bled through his nose and not anywhere else.
Oh, wow.
So he decided at that point, I'm going to take better control of my eating. And he
Okay.
said to me that was something that was very eye opening. He said, "Man, people say that they're addicted to meat and chicken and burgers, but what we're really addicted to is the seasoning.
Okay.
If you had a burger like some beef, could you eat it
Hmm.
straight up by itself?
No, I
Could
could
you
not.
you just take the feathers off the chicken and could you eat it right then and there?
No.
No. If you took a pig and you took the pork and just cut them up, could you eat it right then and there?
No.
We go for the seasonings because the seasonings entice us to want more flavor out of whatever the meat is, whatever the
Okay.
fish is, of that nature. So he was like, if you take the seasoning out of it, we're naturally vegans. Our teeth are even shaped not to devour meat like that. We're more
You
vegan.
know what's crazy though? Like, okay, far as meat is concerned, I'm not a big meat eater,
Mhm.
but when it's near my menstrual, I crave beef. Like I have to have it. It's something
Okay.
inside that's saying, "Hey, I need this. I need this."
Right.
And once I get that, then I'm cool for another month.
Mm.
Same thing with eggs. I'm not an egg eater, but I'll crave eggs. And
Okay.
all week I've been eating eggs. And then next week I will hate eggs.
Wow.
So I know it's very interesting. But I think that as Black Americans and anyone, that we do need to be more health conscious, because even when you're health conscious, you're able to perform sexually better.
Yes. Heck yeah. Completely. All your, listen, man, you want that, fellas, you want the blood flow to keep moving in your 40s and your 50s and in your 60s. And the longer you keep eating that fried chicken, that grease and
Mhm.
clogging shit up, she gonna be ready to move. Ladies, y'all get ready and active in your 40s and 50s, right?
We do. We do.
You tapping out. Come on, man, drink some more water, bro.
Water is so essential.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this isn't, the topic that we're on here, but I mean, for longevity, for life longevity, for sexual longevity, we need to talk about these when we're talking about sexual intimacy or dating and things like that. And so many people get offended when you talk about weight.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us, Black folk, we get offended
You know why
because
they
of that.
sensitive?
Why?
They're sensitive because that shit hits home. That's why.
Absolutely.
They're sensitive because that shit hits home. When we talk about somebody's vision, oh shit, you wearing glasses and your ass can't see 20 feet away, it doesn't bother you that much because that really
Right.
ain't. You know what I'm saying? We don't
Yeah.
talk about somebody's. We can talk about shoe size for that matter. All y'all niggas running around here wearing 12s and ain't up on this 13 game. Nobody's saying, you know,
Right, right, right.
you on that weight because your ankles is folding over, looking like fists next to your toes, and you
You
snoring
crazy
while you snoring.
boy.
I'm so serious. This is real, you know.
But wait a minute, wait a minute. Somebody said the best women that could cook is when they had them fat elbows. They've
Yeah,
been
but it
putting it in.
ain't sharing too fucking much, man. Come on. Yes, she's cooking good. She ain't cooking for nobody else.
And the crazy thing, I love to eat. But I decide that I want to live longer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, girlfriend, you can't eat that. And I choose to decide not to eat it because I want to be on earth as long as I can if I have control over that part,
Exactly.
you know. But it's crazy. What do you think about this whole COVID thing and the election that's coming up?
Mhm.
Kanye for president.
So COVID-19 is real. It doesn't seem like it is because it doesn't hit us, like we thought it was. You get outside, you breathe, and your ass is falling over. It's
Right.
not that simple, but it is a real thing. The fact that they're trying to control vaccines and target some Black Americans, I
Okay.
have issues with that. They're trying to focus on bringing that to some HBCUs and using us as larger
Guinea
Tuskegee.
pig.
That ain't cool.
Right.
Uncool at
Right.
all. I think our president is putting some money behind, fronting HBCUs a little bit money, but asking them to be tested first for, COVID-19 vaccines. Nah, we're not, lab rats for this. Don't play with our children in that manner, because
Right.
that's the next generation, and who knows what
That's
is
true.
going to be stifle the growth in the next level. It's all a nasty plan.
Yeah.
And as far as Kanye being president, there's always somebody who wants to throw off the median and throw off a little bit of what's going on. So he's a distraction,
Okay. Do
a
you
true
think that our
narcissist.
vote really matters? Because, a lot
No,
of people think that it really doesn't matter and that the powers that may be like the people, the money people,
mhm.
really determine the election before we even vote. Do you agree?
I think our elections and our voting have a better significance in our local communities. And I
Okay.
think that we focus more energy on Biden and Trump and who the president's going to be when you don't know who the hell your judge is or your local officials in your own county, just districts and parishes.
Right.
Damned if we even pay attention to that because they could be the ones. I mean, look at the case we just had with Breonna Taylor. That wasn't handled by Trump or Biden. That was at the
Right.
local level in Louisville, Kentucky, that the people are voting in. So if you want to really ask, is your vote going to matter? We have to look and see who wants our vote.
Okay.
Let that hierarchy move on up. Let that take care of itself. I mean, our people
Right.
who are working, your levels in corporate America, if you're watching right now, you came in on your customer service level. The president of the company ain't worried about you. You got to get to your manager, your supervisor, your district head, your department head, your regional manager. They ain't concerned about you down there. So figure out what's going on first at the next level of where you are before we're concerned
Okay.
about the president. And I'm not saying that it's not important, but if we
Mhm.
have to really consider what voting is going to be and what we're going to do with our vote, it's going to matter locally before it hits the White House.
Gotcha. Back to dating. What should a
Mm-hmm.
man look for in a woman?
Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't. I was going to say himself, but not everybody wants to, face their own demons. I
Yeah.
think you got to
You're
look for
right
some
about
honesty.
that.
Yeah, you got to look for some honesty, man. Look for somebody that's going to be real with you, no matter what.
Hmm.
If you're the kind of guy that's got to hustle and she supports you and she gonna show you that she supports you, then goddamn it, that's your chick.
Oh,
Or
that's nice.
yeah, a lot of folks ain't getting that. They turning away and going somebody else because baby girl down the street, or as they call Miss Lady, she like it. She like
Right,
when
right.
rendition. But your wife at home will probably be like, are you doing another thing? Really? What about the
Okay,
last time?
okay.
What about the last time I gave you money? And you said that was going to be the last thing? No, no, no. Do you believe in your man or not?
But come on now. We have to be honest. We have to
Okay,
be honest.
let's
If
do it.
it,
Let's be honest.
it if he's doing the same thing and it's not working, maybe he needs to try something different.
Okay, let him try something different, but support him.
But
Support him
what
where
if
he is. Maybe
what
that didn't
what
work.
if what if you're tapped out financially, mentally, whatever from his dreams and goals? I'm just
He got to
asking.
figure out. He got to figure out the journey before you get the money and come
So
together
then
with a plan.
maybe he shouldn't be in a relationship until he gets to that place where he's discovered himself,
Well,
especially at our ages.
yeah, that's something that you all got to discuss, before we get into that. If you dating an
Okay.
entrepreneur, you better realize what it takes to date an entrepreneur.
I
You're
love
dating,
entrepreneurship.
yeah. Because we go at it, we grind, we're creative. We just go out there and make shit happen. And there's other
Right.
brothers out there who do the 9 to 5, get their Starbucks, get their fucking McDonald's and shit like that, and go on back to work. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, because
Right.
I'm in the world too. But that is the routine brother, and he ain't breaking from that.
Right.
Our support
So
check is fine and shit. He ain't moving.
so a man needs a woman who's going to support his dreams. What
Yeah,
else?
support his dreams. Um, Help him at home. Be his
Okay.
peace in the house. My God. How many men are not getting that?
That's a good one. That's an
Yeah.
excellent one.
Because think about it. What man comes home and he's fussing as soon as he gets the door? You can't come home with peace, brother?
Right.
Leave that at
Right.
the car. Leave that at the car. Don't come in the house with that.
Okay. So maybe he pissed her off before he got home.
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all rectify that shit overnight and fuck it out and be good with it. It's okay. It's okay.
Fuck it out. So
Fuck
are
it
you
out.
saying that sex rectifies situations?
It should. By
But
all
okay,
means.
this is what a lot of women say. They're like, I don't want him to touch me if I'm mad. Like I've heard that over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So from a woman's perspective, it might not work, but don't you think it's a little selfish of a man to think that way?
No, not
Why
at
not?
all. Because we're coming together and we're agreeing on something. You still
Okay.
mad that I'm not arousing you enough to I'm your partner? Somebody else is gonna want that same feeling I'm gonna give them. Hence the
Well,
reason.
how about this? How about make her laugh first? Don't. How about make her laugh?
Make her laugh, tickle her fancy, tickle her leg,
Yeah.
whatever it is you got to do, brother.
Can't just be like, open up.
No, you can't do that. But at the same time, give that person who you really are. Like, hey, baby, I'm coming to you, and I want to open up, and we're gonna talk about this. And before the night is
Okay.
over, we're gonna have some resolution and some resurrection. Where are we at?
But some of y'all men could be stubborn,
Mhm.
very stubborn and bullheaded.
Yep. So what do y'all do about
So exactly, what do you do about it?
it? Well, she has to know her man, first of all.
Okay.
And secondly, if once you know your man, and what does it take to bring him down? If he's sitting on 9 and 10 right there and ready to explode, what you gotta do to bring that back down? No, you do.
Okay.
Before you label him
That,
crazy and not really not communicate.
some of y'all do be crazy,
Man,
narcissistic crazy.
we are. Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro.
There's some brothers
Some
out
of
there.
y'all be like off
Well,
in la la land.
they have no, it's no control. No control. You watch
Okay.
too many episodes of Thundercats, and you got the juice, and you feeling a certain way about yourself. Can't do that. Can't do that.
So, so what are some of those other reasons we're discussing?
As far as keeping that relationship, or why men step out.
No, keeping that relationship fresh.
Yeah, communication
We
is
already
always.
talked about why men step out. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't agree with it. I think men step out because it's a choice. That's
Yeah, and
my, you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
What
You
brought you there?
can water your own grass. Make sense? Like you can say, hey, this isn't working for me, yada, yada, yada. And
Hmm.
y'all work on it together.
And you should, but we don't always do that. We don't
I think
always
that's
do that.
bullshit.
Yeah, it's making short-term decisions based on long-term situations.
Right. And I
And
think a
we're
lot
not,
of times people don't understand the repercussions of stepping out.
nah, don't care. Acting in the moment.
But you gotta
Acting.
care. That's why I say it's like a choice.
It is. It is. It's a
Like
choice.
you
But what
sat
got you
and you thought.
there? You think about that, because here's where it is, Sharon. You're already parked outside of her house, contemplating on whether or not you're gonna go in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
the decision shouldn't have happened. Man, I'm already here. Do I go in? Do I call little girl or not? Let her know I'm outside, or do I just take my ass home? Something
Well,
got you
first
to
of all,
drive
you
that car
shouldn't have
over.
drove there. First of all, you
Exactly,
shouldn't have drove there.
exactly. Something got you there. So the issue happened long
A
before you
choice.
made that decision.
A choice. It was in the mind and you decided to do it.
Yeah, but what led him there? It's always a level of communication. You know how some stuff can build up and linger on. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
time.
mean,
This is the situation that actually happened. You know,
okay.
a couple was at church, right?
Yes.
Watch, watch the evolution of bullshit happen to where people got upset. A couple was at church, and she saw him open the door for somebody else, right?
Okay.
He opens up, he goes to the car and unlocks the car door and does not open her door. So instead of addressing it right there at the moment, she gets in the car, she's upset, they go home, they have dinner, she's kind of still staring at him, she's a little upset, but she doesn't say anything. That's where the issue happens. So after
Right.
dinner, they're quiet, they don't say anything, it's never brought up. That's Sunday. Sunday night, he's watching the game, he doesn't want to be bothered. She kind of wants to talk, but he doesn't want to be interrupted. So she's festering on this same issue. Here comes Monday. He kisses her and moves on, right? She still
Yeah.
hasn't said anything and is still festering in there. This motherfucker didn't open the door for me Sunday. I ain't gonna say nothing. Isn't that what they tell themselves? I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna
That's
see.
true.
So here comes Tuesday and Wednesday, and the smallest thing may trigger her to going off on him. You
Right.
know, it's time to have dinner, and he blessed the food, and you know didn't ask her how her day was, or didn't offer her a bite to eat, and now all of a sudden she blew up, and the first thing he says is, "What's wrong?" It's been festering, and it never came out. So
And
now,
that's true.
yeah, you can't do that.
But okay, first of all, yes, she should have checked his ass.
Yep.
right then and there.
Yes,
That's
sir.
number one.
Mhm.
But I know that he sensed something was wrong with her. So I think it was his responsibility as the husband to say, hey, you're acting funny. What's wrong?
Mhm. Mhm.
After she didn't address it and he noticed that something was wrong with her.
That goes to that communication. Because you know what? If you're not gonna open your mouth and say nothing, then chances are I'm just gonna
Right,
move on. And eventually, you'll say what's on your mind, and we don't get that resolved. That thing
right,
just kind of bubbles up and just kind of flares out, and that ripple effect just gets nastier and nastier and nastier because we don't address it.
right. Now, do you think that based on that particular situation, he should
Mhm.
have opened the door for his wife
Possibly,
after he opened
possibly,
the door for another woman?
absolutely. But did it happen? Who knows? You just
Right.
never know because it wasn't addressed. Now, for some odd reason, he's got his eyes on somebody else because she appears to be nagging. She appears to be frustrated. When
But it's
all this
not
is
nagging because she didn't say anything.
happening,
She walked around with a crooked face.
just all day, just upset, and at that level to where communication just didn't happen. It's not fair to either
But
one of them. You
that's
know
true. But
that.
Andy, men do that all the time.
Okay.
Like, because you all have been taught to hold it in.
Yes,
You
completely.
haven't been really taught to express yourself, and you hold it in, and sometimes women have to deal with that.
Okay. And there's
You
nothing wrong
know,
with it. Until we don't have a vice or a place to open up to.
okay.
You got to be safe in your, like, going back to that home. You got to be safe in your home to talk about this.
I agree. And I think that people in relationships should be able to talk about anything and
Mhm.
everything, you
Absolutely.
know,
Agree.
but a lot of us have been taught to be silent, even women.
Hmm.
A lot of women, we express ourselves with our girlfriends, but sometimes it's hard to communicate with the person in front of you because you don't know how they might respond, or there's a fear of how they might respond.
I'm hearing that, and I know that even in my research, it seems as if women have been taught that not to open up. You've been conditioned to hold it in,
I think
and
that's more of men.
women as well.
Well, women have been taught to
Yeah.
take all the
Wow.
bullshit that people dish out and still put on that smiley face and still dance a jig and perform,
Mm,
and pretend like nothing is wrong.
that is a
So
massive burden to carry.
I do agree with you in that aspect. We have been taught to take it,
I was
you
told
know.
by women of color, by Black women, and confirmed in multiple states. So it's not just from one source that a
Yeah,
woman born between the ages of the year 1938 and 1968 will never apologize for anything. Is that true?
wow.
Isn't that deep?
Well, see, I wasn't born until 1970, but you're saying they were taught never to apologize for
Never to
anything?
apologize. Never to apologize. Never to say they're sorry, especially to their daughters. Never to let something just kind of get out of hand and hold their level of responsibility in the matter.
I
I've
could
got it.
believe that.
Yeah.
I can believe that, especially when you put it in that context.
Hmm.
Because there are plenty of mother-daughter issues
Oh yeah, and it strings
that
down to
haven't been
generations.
resolved. And
Generations.
yes, and it seems like it just goes from generation to generation to generation in the same lineage.
Yep. Yep. Sometimes the same household.
That's deep.
Mm. Mm. Did I say that on your show? I'm so sorry, listeners. But it
That's
happens. I talk about it in my book, Second Place Women Who Come In First. This is real.
that's deep right there. You know, so our silence says to a lot of people it's okay.
That's
But
unfortunate.
in reality, our silence is saying, I'm hurting. This is my pain,
That's a
but I
heavy
don't want
experience.
you to know what my pain is.
Mm-mm. Do you know how
And
much
we
damage it does to a daughter between the ages of 13, 14, and 15?
it
But just
does a
can't wait.
lot. I think that when children see this,
Mm.
they tend to mimic it in their relationships. So
Heck
then
yeah.
not only do they have their baggage, but then
Hmm.
they're carrying your baggage too.
And you know what
And
tends to
then
happen with that same baggage?
what
They
happens?
end up having a cousin or a brother going to the same school as them because they didn't even know that they were related.
Ain't that
Mm.
deep?
Mm. Or you don't find out that you got a distant cousin till the funeral came. Oh,
Right?
oh, I'm sorry about
Or
saying
or a
like the
brother
color.
or a brother or sister.
Yes. Yeah. We don't want to find that out because too often, you know, Aunt Mildred knew about what Uncle Henry was doing down the block and didn't say nothing. And as soon as your cousins came along and they would see, well, how come daddy ain't coming home no more? Well, because he got something going on with Miss Ann down the street.
And like you said, down the street,
Yes.
there's a lot of older women and women who have passed on who had to deal with the woman down the street.
Second place women who come in first.
I had to beat
And you
that
know what
ass.
she
I'm
says is
sorry.
wrong? She
I'm
says to her
sorry.
when her boyfriend bring home this dude who ain't nothing but trouble, mama can sense it because she dated him back in her day. But does she
Yes.
tell her daughter? No. What she says is she'll learn.
I'll
Damaging.
say this as a mother of two daughters and a son, I tend to voice my opinion, but I understand ultimately it's your decision. And I have to respect that decision.
Hmm.
Um, I'll pray for you. I'll be there if you fall. But I understand that they have choices to make. Just like I had choices, they
Hmm.
have choices to make too.
We got to give
So,
them a warning. Biggie gave the warning in his music. Tupac gave a warning in his music. We got to give some
right.
warning. You
That's
know?
true. That's true. And I would hope that any parent would sound the alarm,
Yeah,
whether their child likes it or not,
you would think
you
so.
know.
But far too often we're not. And we're choosing to take the easy route and just go deal and lay up with somebody else who doesn't want to deal with that part of your life.
That's deep, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah. Nasty patterns and behaviors, man. I'm telling you, Sharon, I talk about this in my book. Second place women who come in first. Why she has your man's attention and you don't. It's bad business. I'd like to
How
give, if you're listening, a copy of this book if I can.
yeah, I was going to say, how can people get a copy of your book?
Sure. You can definitely follow me on my platforms, all media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and even Twitter at Andy Brown Speaks. Hit me up there. The first person that hits me up via Twitter and mentions this show, we'll go ahead and send some information on to you, and I'll send out a copy to your home.
Well, we on Facebook. We on
I
three
know.
different platforms on Facebook. So why you gotta give the Twitter people a book? Can you give a Facebook person a book?
Let's see where they are. Let's see where they are. Let's see where they are. Other social media platforms. Let's open that chamber up. Don't limit yourself, people. Come on, let's get
Okay. Now you know I don't have no limited mindset.
Absolutely not.
So tell me quickly, before we go, tell me about the young lady you're dating.
Oh, she's very nice, very attractive, um,
Nice.
intelligent as must be, and mm,
You love her?
no.
Wait a minute. Don't answer that yet. Because the last gentleman that I had a one-on-one with, his woman broke up with him right after the show the next
Nah,
day. Don't answer the question.
I won't answer that.
Don't
Say
answer
no.
the question. I revoked the question.
I'm not gonna answer that.
I'm glad that you're happy though. And
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
glad you started dating someone during COVID because so many people are lonely right
that's
now. So many people are stressed. So many people are not having sex right now.
good for them.
Um, and so many people don't know what to do. Well, I don't know about the sex because when women don't have sex, there's an increased chance of heart disease
Nope.
and also stress. You know, when our faces are all twisted up and we like angry, a lot of times that's from lack of sex. And a lot of Black women are celibate because they're waiting on Boaz. So I'm just saying, that's what I know.
Man, look. I hope that we both get a chance to talk to Miss Anita Baker at some point in time for the song Fairy Tales, because
Okay.
that is a lie from the pits of hell. You can't expect this guy to come in off this white horse and to come swoop you off your feet with the Cinderella slipper and all that kind of stuff. It's not
Hmm.
going to happen, ladies. It may feel like it from time to time, but that's not going to happen. And the
But
primary
you
reason
know,
it doesn't happen is because we're not taught that.
Andy, so many women are afraid to even approach a gentleman
Okay.
because of the scripture, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor in the Lord. They feel that it's not what they should do, that a man always has to approach them. I don't agree with that. I don't know if you do, but I think that a
No,
lot of women are limiting themselves, waiting
completely.
on Boaz, and because they won't jump first.
Listen, man. I know people out there are in tune with the Word of God, and you want to do the right thing, but do not hang on biblical scripture to move your life. If you do that, there's other scriptures in the Bible that will push you away from doing just that. So you don't want to be the person that hangs on a particular verse. Don't do that. Live your life, man. Live the best life you can that God gave you where
Um,
you are and enjoy it to the
and
full.
a lot of people aren't. I'm not
Mhm.
lying. A lot of people, young women, my age and younger, I'm 50, my age and younger, they won't
You don't
jump
want to do
first.
it?
They won't do it.
That's too bad. You missed out on something good because you hanging on a verse that is not necessarily you don't even know what that because you try to translate to something else. You know,
Right.
when I bring scripture into the platform, people don't want to discuss that because it's an issue. Well, the Lord didn't really mean that. Well, it's very blatantly what He said. Let's
Right.
talk about it. They don't want to talk
Right.
about it for real, Sharon.
I don't know. You know, I listen to Reverend Ike every day.
Reverend Ike.
A lot of people don't like him. I love him. That's where I get fed. You know, I'm always in constant communication with God for myself,
Yeah.
but I just love his teachings and I love what he offers me. You know, and
Okay.
I'm not telling other people to go and do that, but to me, he was before his time, but he was very practical
Mm-hmm.
to me, and he meets me where I am today. So anyway,
Beautiful.
I want to say thank you so much for
Absolutely.
gracing me with your presence, because I know you're a very important man doing important
Having
things. I know you have your online happy hour show, radio
me.
show.
Absolutely.
Um, I know you're an author and a playwright alongside with someone else who helped you write your play that we give credit to as well. But I
Mhm.
wanted to tell you that you're a phenomenal man.
God bless you.
And
Thank
I
you.
love the fact that you speak so eloquently, but you can also get heard. I think
All
that's
the
a
time.
beautiful thing.
All the
You know,
time.
so
Be
tell
careful.
your woman kudos to her. And again, I appreciate, and tell the people one more time how they could get in contact with you.
Follow me on multiple platforms. Andy Brown Speaks on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even YouTube. I can be found each week on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on the online happy hour on all those platforms that I mentioned. Be sure to log in, listen, and learn with your boy. I get real with relationships, family, finances, and even topics that relate to your family as well. So stick around, tune in. Thank you, Sharon, for having me. And I can't wait to see what goes on next when we talk about some wonderful things.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I appreciate and have a fabulous weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Hey guys, so we are done. I would like to say thank you to Mr. Andy Brown of Andy Brown Speaks, who came on and graced us with his presence. You guys have been phenomenal. You chatted in the chat box. Thank you. Make sure you flap your wings and live your authentic life, because a butterfly will always experience their freedom.
Your way, because freedom costs you the bus, you're not lost, 'cause freedom